My practice to begin by asking the person on my left about the issue, starting with their name, and then I will move on after trying to understand, in this case, her issue, to his issue. And from that point onwards, I would like the both of you to talk about it as you feel free without interrupting the other person. Is that acceptable with both of you? Wonderful. Now, Madame, if you could start with your name.
My name's Beth, and I'm here because he's my husband, and I don't want him to be my husband anymore. And we've been together for a long time, and we've decided to separate. And we're gonna get a divorce, but we want to settle some things first. We both own a spa, and we have to decide who it belongs to now. And I'm convinced. I mean, I know it belongs to me, and he doesn't agree with me.
So, Beth, if I understand you right, Daniel and you have been married for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and you jointly own a company.
Mm-hmm.
And the question here for us right now is who gets ownership of the company after what you hope is going to be a divorce? Or as you understand, is going to be the near future of the situation.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you could begin with your name and tell us about your side.
My name is Daniel, and we're trying to figure out a way to do it, I guess, without damaging the brand of the company. So we're trying to find out a way of doing this without making it, I guess, really public. I guess that's the, I don't know, little superficial reason we're here.
So, if I understand right, you are in agreement with Beth here regarding the future of your marriage. The only question that you believe is important is one that will save the face of the company.
I'm gonna be real honest. I don't know if we can resolve, for me, the issue of the company without resolving some of the other issues kind of at play, to be honest. And I mean, she made a suggestion earlier that the company was hers predominantly. I mean, things like that are just, I mean, it's borderline farcical.
So you believe that the company is, at this current point, not necessarily hers, based on simply her assertion right now.
Absolutely not based on her assertion, and also not just based on reality.
And also you do believe that the fate of the company is deeply intertwined with figuring out the situation with your marriage.
I mean, it's a great way to go into a mediation session you've agreed to, is to say, well, I don't think it can work out. Yeah, it's pretty good. Like the attitude.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You just pretend to be the good guy now, yeah?
Why don't you tell me about the marriage?
Well, I met him in high school, and it was amazing when I first met him. I mean, we were really in love, although it's hard to believe now. But those feelings just dissolved after a while, and at some point, I got pregnant, and I was so happy to be pregnant, because I love children, and I just really wanted my own child. But then this person sitting in front of me right now forced me to have an abortion. And I mean, how can I connect with someone who does that? I mean, he knew how much I wanted a child, and he just didn't get me. And after that, I couldn't. Any love I had for him just left at that point.
How did that make you feel?
I just felt really lonely and rejected. You know, I just felt misunderstood, and I just felt I was really depressed.
Is your take on the marriage until now? Tell me about it.
I did start in high school, she said, and it was great. I think at some point, it's not that we became friends or that the romance completely faded, but something happened, and I don't know if it's just endemic to relationships, and I don't know if it was because of the business, but at some point we became kind of like acquaintances living in this same place. And the abortion thing, I didn't force it. Passively, you kind of agreed. And I know afterward it got pretty bad. And in a way I regret it, but I just feel like there's something else to that whole situation. I don't know, I guess that's my initial take on it. And I just feel like there may be some other things at play that that, yeah, we haven't really brought up. But
Beth?
No, I can't listen to this. Like, he's blaming it on timing, and that's just bullshit.
Beth, why don't you tell me about your relationship before the topic of the baby came up? How did you feel about Daniel? What was Daniel like as far as you were concerned, to you, with you?
Well, in the beginning, he was amazing. You know, he was always there for me, and he was just really supportive. And we just did everything together, and I didn't want to be with anyone else. But then he just stopped spending time with me. He was always with his friends. He wasn't responsive, you know. Whenever I wanted to talk to him about something, he's just dismissive, and he didn't give a shit about me. He really didn't.
do you really believe that? Do you ever really believe that?
Why would I be saying it?
Daniel, do you believe that to an extent maybe Beth felt like she wanted a child because she felt the loss of a significant other?
What are we talking about here?
Whether she's right or wrong, if Beth felt like, well, that the both of you were not spending as much time together as before. It seems to me that you had a wonderful history before this issue came up. I mean, you have been in love for a long time. And so maybe she had certain expectations out of what I can only imagine would be her one and only. And in lieu of your availability for whatever reason, do you feel like she may have tried to compensate for that with a child? Am I understanding you right, Beth?
Is someone getting me?
How do you respond to that?
I think that could have played into it. Yeah. The fact is that we were both kind of distant, just kind of leading up to that because of the amount of work.